What is up, YouTube? Today I'm coming back at you with another video, and today's video is going to be a DVD / Blu-ray Pickups video. Now, I have been putting this off for a couple weeks just because I've been playing the Switch and stuff, but I do have quite a bit of things. I've got a lot of Blu-rays and a couple DVDs, and yeah, so I have 8 different things to show you guys, and we'll just get right into it. We'll start with the normal DVDs first, and I have 2 things on DVD. And I'll talk a little bit about these because these are actually the only 2 things that I picked up that I have not seen. And I'm very interested in these because it's a little weird. Alright, so the first thing that I got is a DVD called Silver Twilight. This is a anime movie or Western cartoon. I'm not really sure what to call this, but basically this is a movie, an animated movie that is made using rehashed footage of other anime. And it's just really weird. I've heard of the company that has done this before, and they have a bunch of different movies and stuff that they've done using other footage. And it's just really weird, and I decided to pick it up just because it was something completely different. I haven't actually watched this yet because I haven't had the time to, but I look forward to seeing just what is on this disc and if it's even any good, which I highly doubt. It looks really bad. It's only one single disc too. I got this from Savers, so I didn't pay very much for it. So. The next one is in the same vein by the same company, and this one is the one that I saw first and I had to get because it is called Wonder of Frontier, which makes no sense, but it's basically doing the exact same thing, but this reuses some Gundam footage. I don't know if you noticed this, but this is a Gundam mobile suit. I'm not sure what this is. This kind of looks like something from a different anime. But on the back here, you have a character that looks suspiciously like Amuro Ray. So this is the one that I was most interested in. I got this one at Savers as well. It's by the same company. I think barely stays in its case. But it has one disc as well. And I just think it's really weird. So I decided to pick that up. And hopefully that's interesting. I doubt it's going to be any good, but hopefully it will be interesting. Alright, so now let's move on to the more serious things. These are my standard Blu-rays. No special editions or anything, but these are just the standard edition ones. So this first one that I picked up, I've seen the rest of these movies, by the way. Like, I normally watch everything that I pick up. So those are just an exception because I haven't had time for it yet. But I did see this one in theaters when it came out, and as soon as I saw it, I wanted it on Blu-ray immediately. And I'm so happy I have it now, and that is Arrival. I was so impressed with this movie while watching it in theaters because it had really good special effects. It just had a really, really intriguing story, and it kept me on the edge of my seat pretty much the entire movie. I don't know about you guys, if you guys have noticed or not, I'm really big into sci-fi movies, and just recently, the past couple years, there have been a slew of really, really good sci-fi movies just coming out at least once per year. There's at least one really, really good sci-fi movie every single year. And it's been that way for quite a while, for a couple of years now. And I'm just really happy about that because this is the one that came out last year in 2016. And oh my god, it's such a good movie. If you've not seen Arrival, it's won a bunch of awards. It's a really cool movie. Even if you're not like super into sci-fi movies, this isn't like a normal like action-y sci-fi movie. It's more of it really makes you think, so I really recommend it for people that are interested in complex movies and interested in sci-fi movies, because it's a really cool movie to watch. Really happy to have that one in as part of the collection. The next one I picked up is one that I would have liked to get a special edition of, but I wasn't too concerned about it because I don't have like a bunch of them in the series. But I picked up Doctor Strange on Blu-ray. And this is the normal version. I didn't get the Steelbook because I know there's a Steelbook at Best Buy, but I wasn't too concerned about it because I don't have a whole lot of the superhero movies anyway. And I wasn't too, like... I liked the movie a lot, don't get me wrong. I really like Doctor Strange. It's one of my favorite superhero movies that I've seen from the Disney Marvel Universe. And I think it is my favorite Disney Marvel Universe superhero movie. So I think they did a really good job, and they mixed it up enough so it didn't feel like the same formula over and over again. Because the past couple Marvel movies I've seen, because I've seen every single Disney Marvel movie in theaters, and the past couple ones I've seen have really started to show that they've just really been rehashing the same thing over and over again, which they always have, but it's starting to show even more at each time they put out another one. So I was really happy when I watched this. I went into watching this with absolutely no expectations. Number one, because I didn't know anything about Doctor Strange. Number two, the concept didn't really seem that interesting from the trailers, and I was getting kind of worn out on the Disney Marvel universe. This kind of refreshed that for me because it made something not completely different, but different enough to where I'm now interested in the rest of the Marvel movies again. Like, I'm now looking forward to the next Guardians of the Galaxy again because they showed that they can mix it up enough to make things interesting. And it's a really good movie. If you're a fan of the Disney Marvel movies, this is one that I highly recommend watching if you have not watched this one yet. And yeah, it's a good movie to have. Alright, so the next set of stuff I have here are Steelbooks. And I have 4 Steelbooks for you guys. And I'm really happy to have all these. I've been wanting to get these on Steelbook for a while, and they didn't have any Steelbooks in North America for the longest time. But pretty recently, they came out with all of these Steelbooks for this series. And so, yeah, I picked them up. So, first one is Underworld. I really, really like the Underworld series. I know it's not the most amazing series, and I know it's not, like, highly praised by everybody, but I really like it. It's one of my favorite vampire movies. It's so cool. I love the universe that they made. I've liked almost every single movie they put out. I have not seen Underworld Blood Wars yet, so I'm waiting until that comes out because I missed it in theaters. Unfortunately, there was other movies going on, and I unfortunately could not get to see Blood Wars, but I do plan on watching Blood Wars eventually. Otherwise, I've seen all the other Underworld movies, and I really like the universe that they've created. The first one is definitely the strongest of the series, and it is really good. It sets up a really cool lore, and just the world itself, and like the atmosphere from the movie, and just like the filming style is all really, really cool. And it's something that like you don't see in a lot of vampire movies anymore because like after this movie, like Twilight became popular, and all the vampire related media is all like, I don't know, it's different. Not to say it's bad. I mean, I don't hate on Twilight because I've seen all the Twilight movies, believe it or not, and I don't think they're terrible, but I don't think they're amazing either. So I think this is a good movie. I definitely recommend watching this if you're interested in like older style vampires that like eat people and stuff. This is a definitely cool one. There's also Lycans in this, so if you like Lycans and you like vampires, definitely check this one out. It's a really cool like action horror like mix-up. It's a really cool movie. I definitely recommend that. And carrying on with that same theme, the next movie I picked up is Underworld Evolution. This is the second movie in the franchise. Excuse my dog barking in the background. He just barks randomly and decides to ruin my video. So that's just something you're going to have to deal with. Underworld Evolution is my favorite in the franchise. I don't think it's the strongest one because there's some things it does in here that's a little weird, and I know some people don't particularly like. So I know a lot of people prefer the first one. I prefer the second one. I think the second one basically really, really fleshes out the world that they created, and it's got a lot more lore and just like the action sequences, and it's so cool. It basically takes what they did in the first one and just bumps it up another level, and it's so cool. It also gives some really good backstory to some of the characters that we didn't see or were mentioned in the first movie, And I think the backstory that it provides for the characters that it chose are really, really cool as well. So you get to meet some even more cool characters in this one, and I'm really happy that I have this. This was the one I wanted most on Steelbook. And it just so happens to be, in my opinion, the coolest of the bunch in Steelbooks, because you open this one up and look at that. That is such a cool artwork for that Steelbook. There's absolutely no special bonus in these from getting the normal Blu-ray versions. It's literally just the Blu-ray version in a fancy Steelbook. And you can try to redeem that code. I've already redeemed it. I doubt it'll work. The next one I picked up in the franchise, obviously, is Underworld Rise of the Lycans. Underworld Rise of the Lycans is really, really cool, and I like pretty much every single thing about it except my biggest gripe, which is a lot of people's biggest gripe in this movie, is the fact that they changed the actress from the original movie, because this, okay, believe it or not, this is actually a prequel. And this movie is about one of the main character's daughters. And in the original Underworld movie, they shot a scene with an actress for that character. In this movie, it's the same character, but a different actress, and the actresses look nothing alike. And that ruins the immersion a little bit, but that's my biggest gripe with this movie. This movie provides excellent backstory on the Lycans, and it does retcon a few things with the Lycan lore from the second movie, but it's not enough to really take away from it. And in my opinion, I could see that it could be, because this happens hundreds of years before the first Underworld movie, and I could see it being like they've already established that the history in those first two movies were written by the vampires, and the vampires skewed it towards them, so I could see how the lore was a little bit different from what it actually said in the first two movies, which is fine. So yeah, my biggest gripe with this one is just the changing of that one actress, which I understand why they did, because maybe that actress didn't like perform up to this level that they wanted, because it was just originally just a one-shot character, whereas in this it's the main character, so it just really, it just depends. So I really like this one as well. And the last one in the series is my least favorite, unfortunately, and definitely the weakest. And that is Underworld Awakening. Underworld Awakening. Now, this is a sequel to Underworld Evolution, because they did the prequel, and then after the prequel they made a third sequel. So this goes back to the Selena story and the Michael story, as opposed to the backstory on Underworld Rise of the Lycans. Now, this had a lot of potential, and I feel like it could have been really good, but I just couldn't help but feel disappointed by this movie, and just the lore it introduced, because it introduces some new lore that it fits the world, honestly. I can't really complain about it, because there's no way that it contradicts any of the other lore that was already in the other three movies. But I don't know, something about this movie just wasn't as cool or rich as the other three. It lacked something, I'm not sure. The atmosphere was a little bit different. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still liked watching the movie because I liked the franchise in general, but I definitely think this is the weakest one in the series. It's like going from watching Batman Returns to watching Batman Forever. Batman Forever, I think that's the one with Two-Face. If it's not, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Batman Forever is the one with Two-Face. Batman Forever was good. It wasn't bad by any, it was cheesy, but it wasn't bad, but it wasn't as good as the first two Batman movies in that series. And that's basically what this is. It's the Batman Forever of this franchise. Now, Underworld Blood Wars, I have no idea how good that is. Skeptical going into it because of this movie, because Underworld Blood Wars takes place, it's another sequel, so it takes place after Underworld Awakening. And so they're obviously going to go off the world in this. continuing forward. And I'm not particularly amazingly thrilled with that aspect. I feel like they could have done another prequel in between Rise of the Lycans and Underworld. But am I gonna watch it? Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. It could be good, but it could also be bad. From this movie, it's all really up in the air because it has potential to be either the Dark Knight franchise or Batman and Robin. So it could go either way. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm happy to have that franchise on Steelbook. I wasn't really looking for Underworld Awakening on Steelbook, but they had it, so I was like, I've already got the rest of the 3 on Steelbook, might as well get Underworld Awakening while I'm at it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait to see that one on Blu-ray when it comes out. And yeah, that's everything that I picked up. Let me know what you guys think in the comment box below. What movies have you watched recently? Do you have any recommendations for movies? I watch pretty much every recommendation that you guys have given me. I don't always pick them up, but I have pretty much watched every movie recommendation that you guys have said. And I enjoy doing that. And if you have any comments about the movies that I picked up, what do you guys think about them? Let me know in the comment box below. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.